Last week I had you go through and do a lot of work with the browsers and with the consoles for each browser, and getting into those consoles is a different way for each one of the applications. So um, and when I go through and take a look at this, they're asking you to put in a problem here. Now what you could do, there's also a problem part that shows up in this actually, and if you go to view and if you go to problems, this will go through and say like, okay, well, there are no problems in the workspace so far. So this program is that you're using, the Visual Studio Code. I keep telling you how great it is to use. I promise you it is great to use. So, so currently there is no problem, but we're going to introduce a problem. So the problem is right there. I'm going to delete that little bracket. So now we've got an open bracket without a closed bracket. Just like having an open parenthesis without a closed parenthesis, the computers cannot stand that. That really confuses them because they're looking for a whole lot of data to show in between those brackets or show up inside those parentheses. And when it doesn't get that, you can get some really odd results. So because I've made this general error here on this, I'm going to go up and notice it says number 1 right there. That means I haven't saved the file. So I'm going to go ahead and save this error that I've made here. Now I could also show you if we go back to view and if we go to problems, it picks it up. So right here the IDE picks it up, but that's not the idea. They want you to go through a browser. So then in this case, I'm going to reload this. I'm going to reload this file here. I'm using Firefox again. So I was using Opera earlier, but I know I taught you guys to use Firefox, and that is truly what I want you to use. So I'm back in Firefox. So in Firefox, it's Control-Shift-K to get into the console. And then when you do, you immediately see that there's a syntax error with a missing closed bracket after the function body. If you click on Learn More, it will explain to you exactly what this error message is. I mean, it's expecting a closed bracket, but it's missing. So, well, we know exactly where that problem is. But it also says it opened at line 13 and column 21. So if we go back to the code there, if we take a look, let me close this problem out of here. If we go, sure enough, there's line 13. That's where the open bracket is. And it ended on line 21. Well, it ended on line 21 because it ran out of code to run. So if I reintroduce this bracket here, then obviously that will solve the problem. In the textbook, they show you that different browsers will tell you that there's different problems. Well, this is why I'm encouraging you to use Firefox. It's because Firefox, it's the best one out there for going and developing code. Now, some people will say Chrome, and that's fine. Chrome is good. But for me personally, I've had the best experience with Firefox. So that is the process, and hopefully based on last week's activities, this was a very simple one for you to do.